What if you had the ability to come back to Earth in the year 2200? What do you envision seeing? Remembering back to our time on Earth, so much has happened in such a short amount of time. We went from wooden ships to nuclear-powered aircraft carriers in just 100 years. The average person alive today in 2024 has a vastly richer existence than kings did a few hundred years ago. So by simply extrapolating this out over the next 200 years, and not forgetting to factor in the exponential growth of technology, it seems reasonable to think that Earth in the year 2200 must be a futuristic utopia compared to what we have today. Things like chronic disease, even aging, should be completely wiped out, and the access to advanced technology and the opportunity that brings should be unbelievable. But what if, when you get to see the world in the year 2200, things are surprisingly similar to how they are now? There's no galactic civilization, and people are still plagued with many of the same issues we face today. And this could realistically happen. So today I want to explore why we have these periods of huge and rapid technological advancements, such as the period of time that we enjoy today, and what historically has changed this and could change it again in the future. Okay, so to build the foundation, let's take a look at ancient Rome. This was a period of time between roughly 750 BC to 480 AD that oversaw a huge amount of progress for humanity. Notable inventions that came from this era include aqueducts, so essentially modern plumbing. It seems like a small innovation today, but a crucial step in the ladder of civilization. Believe it or not, roads and infrastructure was another key addition over this time, with the Romans constructing 55,000 miles of roads that helped to facilitate trade, travel, and just general economic growth and opportunity that did not exist before. They had elements of social welfare that helped to support those most in need. They developed a legal system for fair arbitration, and they also largely created the first democracy with a representative elected government. These are all innovations that today we view as fundamental elements of society. But at the time, these were cutting-edge ideas that didn't really exist anywhere else. And it's a huge reason why this time period saw a huge development of human progress. To put this into other words, Rome created a stable environment that was conducive to economic growth. That's why so many positive things happened during this time period. And today we have a similar macro environment. Today, it's not Rome, but rather the United States and its coalition of Western democracies. Compared to all that came before it, these places are by far the best place for humans to live. They are the richest, have the highest standard of living, the most opportunity, and really they just continue the advancements of other previous civilizations like ancient Rome. Now, I'm not saying these countries are perfect. There's clearly room for improvement, and hopefully we continue to see these advancements in the future. But it seems like the formula for a thriving civilization where technology and living conditions rapidly improve is to have a dominant superpower like Rome, the United States, that has a representative government and creates a stable, relatively fair environment where civilization and its people can thrive. Now, since we currently live in one of these time periods, it's easy to become desensitized to it and think that this kind of environment is the norm and naturally exists. But that is not the case. These periods are fragile and they require a strong superpower to maintain them. Going back to the Roman example, the Western Roman Empire collapsed in the year 480, and what followed is the Dark Ages. This is a time that is widely regarded as a period of economic, cultural, scientific stagnation, where technology and living conditions did not advance like it did previously. If you lived during this time period, there was no representation in government, infrastructure like roads, aqueducts was not being constructed, and at any given moment your village could be taken over, slaughtered by a rival faction. Now, today things are a little bit different, but the general premise remains the same. If we see the United States and its coalition of Western democracies begin to decline, what follows might be a similar period of stagnation, a world where regional authoritarian powers are vying for more control, and governments that take advantage of their populations rather than fostering and representing them. America today isn't a perfect place. It's easy to make fun of its politics, but for the sake of humanity, I really hope America and Western democracies can maintain their dominance well into the future.